So, Alex, you've been testing out our products. You've been playing around with it. I can't be more excited to share your news to the world. So there we go. Without any delay, all yours.
New ways of coming up with content for those customers. So it was a very, very lengthy process trying to put all that together. It happened a few times a year, so we desperately needed something that's more automated, so we can save some time on that. So that's when Raj introduced BrandAlley and myself to tactics. So in a nutshell, basically, what strategic dashboard and tactics is that it looks at your data, then it looks at the trends and any anomalies in your data, because you need to learn first how to use and look at your data. And then the coolest thing is that it automatically builds tactics and strategies that you can deploy super, super easy. So it builds your automation center programs. It also puts content in your emails, which you can then personalize in the way you'd like to show that content. It can create the segments for you. So it can pretty much do anything that you would have done before in a much, much longer time, but now you can literally have it ready in seconds. So you can set up your objectives, and I need to stress the fact that you need to first figure out your objective. It can be as easy and simple as revenue. It can be active customers. It can be anything you'd like to achieve, but you need to figure out what you're trying to achieve first. So you can build your strategic dashboards based on whatever your objective is. In this example is revenue, and then you can input the target that you'd like to achieve for the year, the month, so on. So at the beginning of the year, we were aiming for about 40% growth in revenue. Halfway through the year, we realized, well, we're kind of over that, so we need a new target. So then we thought, let's aim for 100%. That was challenging. So that's when I met Raj. So right now, we're actually 90.77% year on year. So we're very, very close to 100. So we'll be reaching 100% growth year on year. And the beauty of this is that it looks at every single set of data. It creates tactics for all the areas that will play a part in improving your revenue. So for example, if you need to drive more new customers or lead generation, if you need to improve your average order value, we have to work on that as well. If you need to improve leads to first-time buyers programs or life cycle stages. So it literally touches everything that will play a part in improving your goal. And you can see not only that you have one tactic that you can apply to this, you have so many tactics that you can play and deploy. It's literally been so easy to have a look at what plays a part in improving our objective, and then have the tactics so easy to be deployed. It literally has made a massive, massive difference. And this is another example of an objective where is aiming to grow our active customers. So our aim initially for this particular one was to grow our active customer base by 15%. We were a bit conservative on this. However, we are currently at 127%. Woo! So the fact that you can actually use, again, tactics ready to be deployed, super easy to improve all this objective, has been a massive time saver, has been a massive added value to the team, the business, and overall performance of the team and the business, which I'm sure everyone is aiming for. And that's me when it comes to strategies.
That is awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So, like I said, it was evergreen. It was actually better than our demo account. You know, we
That's
would
my
never.
actually account.
That was a real account, by the way.
Might need to delete some of the photographs if you don't mind.
Yeah, we never really put 90% on our demo accounts because it looks unreal. But here's the thing, it is real.
I know, we had to actually go back and check the data just to make sure if you remember.
So it's fantastic. What about the tactics when you deployed it? What were your reactions, your feedback? What was the?
To be
what was
honest,
it like?
I expected to have a lot more friction around that, in the sense that in the past when we were doing a lot of brainstorming and trying to roll out programs, we were always kind of getting some sort of roadblocks around, I don't know, changing codes in certain templates
Right.
because we wanted to do something different to what we usually do, or trying to think about new ways of showing the content just to kind of break the pattern a bit. So when I first opened the program and then clicked through all the emails that were already assigned to the programs, it was really interesting to see that the email templates were there, ready to be used. They were different in their own way, easy to then use in all these different templates and programs. So overall, it was, to my surprise, very, very easy to deploy.
Fantastic. And even within our product team, we always debated the fact, what if a customer already has a program? Will they be redeploying another program which we are providing? Is that something you'll be thinking about? So you were trying to compare the new tactics, what you already did, right? So what was your experience around that?
So in terms of performance comparing to a different program, so for example, on one of our programs that we deployed from the tactics, which was targeting inactive customers, so we had a program live targeting inactive customers already, which we paused for the duration of the new program. The performance so far is much better from open rates and all the engagement performance metrics. So what we will be doing is that we will be pausing the previous programs that we had in the favor of the tactics ones.
Okay. Do you think it would be a good idea to split the programs with a new approach and old approach and try it, or?
Definitely. I think we were looking at A/B testing and splitting the segments to begin with. Then when we saw the performance coming in, which was a lot better, we thought, you know what, let's just go full in.
Fantastic. Would you do the thing what Mike said, where you press all the buttons at the same time?
Oh my God, you have no idea how much I recognize myself into that.
Fantastic. Okay, great. So we're going to move on to the other Alex. So you're all about optimization of existing programs and stuff like that. So walk us through your plan.
No worries.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alex.
I already apologize for using AI in marketing again. Brendan's not very happy with me. But I think one of the biggest things for us about why we keep talking about this, and I think it resonates a lot with what a lot of the guys have said, is marketing's actually really, really hard, and it's not getting any easier. And I think one of the key things that you see from all of the presentations that we've had in terms of both from the today from Facebook, from TMW, and also from the client stories yesterday, sometimes when you're sitting and listening to what other people are doing, it's kind of intimidating when you compare it to your own stuff, where you're just like, where do I start? Like, if these guys are doing all of this stuff, and it just seems a little bit too far removed from reality, and it becomes really, really difficult. And I think there's a lot of capacity for people to do really, really amazing stuff, but the prioritization sometimes becomes really difficult. And to not be able to prioritize and not be able to justify what you're going to get ahead of that initial investment is actually very frustrating things for marketers. Executives aren't really against giving money as long as you can demonstrate it. Our CFO always says to me, just make it easy for me. If you make me have to do the hard work, I'm probably going to say no. But if you bring me the money and say, if you give me this, I'll get you this, then it's a no-brainer. I'll give you the money until someone else comes to me with a better business case. And that's the same for marketers when we're looking at how do we connect the business objectives to the marketing strategies that we're talking about more easily. And one of our great clients who was speaking yesterday, Mark from Bulk Powders, we had a meeting at the beginning of the year where he said, look, you've got all of my purchase data, you've got all of my product data, you've got all of my engagement data. Why am I telling your machine what I should do? It's like, you already have everything that I need to know. What I want you to do is to help me do what you're telling me to do more effectively. What I want is for the technology to be able to say, it's great that you're telling me that Google, Apple, Facebook, and Amazon do all these great things, but I am not Google, Apple, Facebook. I need the ability to provide those type of experiences with the resources that I have available, not just from a financial standpoint, but from a people standpoint as well. And what we're proud to do is to work with a really small group of forward-thinking clients as part of our product focus groups to give them early access to our tools to be able to say, okay, what do we need to be able to do to communicate more effectively with people across channels? What we are solving for is actually very simple problems, but we're doing it for very complex data sets. Which incentive for which person? It's back down to the whole, the black book that you have at City Beach. They know what they need to do. It's easy to do it for 10 people. It's easy to do it for 100 people. It is not very easy to do it for 10 million people. What you need to look at is what are the problems that machines are better at solving to allow focusing on what machines are not good at solving for, which is strategy, content, and creative. Humans are still better at writing the content, still better at dividing the strategy, because humans are marketing to humans to get them to have an emotional connection with the things that you want to buy and to make them feel good when they do so that they come back and do it again and tell other people. What we're trying to do is to create great experiences on-site, in-store, through mobile, to make sure that people actually enjoy engaging with your brand. What we want you guys to focus on is what is the experience you want your customers to have. We're really fortunate for clients. This is a cosmetics brand who I won't name for some reasons, but if you go to our website, you'll see a new case study with their uplift. But the brand themselves had a business problem where offline did not talk to online, and their engagement metrics were all about opens and clicks, and they weren't really tied to revenue, and revenue wasn't really tied to, it was conversions, it wasn't tied to lifetime value. But what they used artificial intelligence to do was a really, really simple 3-stage program. I want to predict, based on what someone's looking at on my website, what they're going to buy in a store, and I want to increase the average order value. That's what they want to do. But they have 5 million customers. So what we looked at in terms of the data sets was based on what someone's looking on the website, what's their affinity to purchase? What product are they most likely to buy? We then said, for the people who buy those products, what is the next most likely purchase for those people? And we put those 3 things together into an automated program. That automated program advertises what products they think you're most likely to buy using lookalikes and audiences to find people who look like their best customers. For those people who go into stores, they buy the product. When they buy the product, they're actually asked to join a loyalty program or to sign up to their email programs on the basis of they will get a free gift. The free gift that people get is actually a sample of the product that they're next most likely to purchase. It's mailed to them. We predict what someone's third purchase is going to be based on the advertising campaign that they first interact with. There is no way you can do that for millions of customers as a human. But there's no way that the computer can figure out the strategy of sending someone that piece of content in that format with a great experience for those customers. The strategy of what you do with this data needs to be guided by marketers. But the data to guide your strategy can be operationalized and can be made more accessible. And that's what we're looking to try and do. We're trying to help you understand who this customer is, what's their worth to your business right now, but what's their worth to your business in the future. Which channels are they most likely to engage? And that's not just your marketing channels. Is it online? Is it your mobile app? Or is it a physical store? And if it's a physical store, which physical store? Help me understand what this customer needs to have. As long as you guys can create the content and help us index that content, we're looking to make sure that we can map that content to that customer. You own the strategy, you own the content, you own the creative, but which piece of creative goes to which customer at which time through which channel? You can't decide because it's too complex. There are too many people, too many variables. Machines are good with lots of variables and lots of different people. And to simplify that process through simple algorithms and machine learning, but the algorithms are actually quite simple. The problem is that it's just lots and lots of data. If you look at the automation center that we have today, when you're deciding on send time optimization, we've just released an improvement that changes it from the day of the week to the day you actually get it. So for some people, they'll get a win-back campaign on day 3. For other people, they'll get it on day 76. How do you decide, is it 76 days after purchase or 3 days after purchase that's the right time to send it? You can't split test your way out of that. I had the pleasure of spending 3 hours with Ashwin Ram and our technical team on Friday, and we looked at the data table powering this. For this single calculation, we look at 3 different tables of data. One of those tables of data is called email. In that email table, it has email behavioral information. There are 180 billion rows of data. I challenge anyone in this room to analyze 180 billion rows of data and tell me what time of day is the right time of day to send Alex an email. I'd also argue it's pointless. So why fight the machine? Do what you're good at, which is strategy, content, and creative, and look at machinery to look at what they can do, that's simple, dumb, operative tasks for millions of people, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of products, to help you figure out what's the right product and the right offer and the right channel for this person. Our commitment to you is to try and get better at making these tools accessible. You don't need to know the algorithm that's going behind it. You need to know that when you press the button for incentive recommendations, you don't need to choose which offer goes to a customer. You need to choose what your strategy is. Do I want to get revenue at all costs? Am I willing to discount the hell out of everything to get sales? Or have I got a CFO who actually cares about having a profitable business and he's demanding that I get sales, but I maintain a profit margin? That is not a people, person-powered task to solve for. That's something machinery can solve for you. Is it free shipping? Is it 5% off? Or is it £10? The answer is it's all three, just for different people. The right offer for the right person is unique to that person, but the attributes to decide on which person gets which offer are not unique. People are predictable in big, big, big volumes. We have 4 billion consumers that we use to train models. What we're looking for is what's Emarsys' next top model. It's not an attractive thing, it's a really ugly data science thing. But if you can help us figure out how we train our machines, what we're looking to do is to do more of this. Sliders, dashboards, picked boxes. If you want to understand how we create the models, I'm happy to introduce you to our head of data science. However, as the team said to me once, do you have a PhD in machine learning? My answer was no. He said, why do you want to talk to me? We don't talk that much anymore. In terms of the problems that we're solving for, there are 3 buckets that we are looking to solve for through the entirety of 2019. And again, safe harbor, this is not all stuff that's going to happen in the next 3 days. This is stuff that we need your help to train, to optimize, and to improve. And the more people who help us do that, the quicker, better, and faster we'll be able to do it. Marketing channel is the communication you get someone to go to a place to buy. The primary purpose of your marketing communications is to get them to go somewhere else where you can convert them into a sale. So we need to train a model to help you do that. Is this person engaged with this communication? What's the right frequency? What's the right cadence? How do I use this as a vehicle to get them to go somewhere? And how do I send them to the right somewhere? You need 2 different models to do that. We're looking to combine these models so that it's more easy for you guys to send campaigns. Is someone likely to buy from your website? Is someone more likely to buy from your mobile website? Are they more likely to buy from your mobile app? I have absolutely no idea of how to do that as a human at scale, but I can train the machinery to do it for me. What we're looking to do is to bring these things together to say, okay, I now know the right person, the right channel, the right time. From a content perspective, does this person in Germany prefer more text, or does this person in Australia prefer more visuals? There will be people in Germany who want more visuals. There will be people in Australia who want more text. You can't stereotype people based on demographics. So you need to figure out what the right content layout is and what the right kind of subject lines are, what's the right kind of from names. And both ourselves and also with great partners, with people like Phrasey and people like Passado, we're looking at solving for what's the right subject line for this person? What's the right from name for this person? Should it be plain text or should it be rich text? All of these different variables help you experiment to optimize, to cater to a really personal experience to these customers. But it's not easy. So what we need to look at is how we turn these into turnkey tactics. How can we tag the content blocks that you're creating across email, website, and app, and actually use those content blocks to experiment and test a model? How can we use that model, as Alex said, to pre-populate a campaign for you with the segment, the content, and you just press the go button? But when you press the go button, you're in charge of tuning the model to say, am I looking at profit? Am I looking at revenue? Am I looking at lifetime value? Am I looking at average order value? Based on the metric that's important to your business, we will help suggest the campaigns using your assets and your data that will help you best achieve your results. Email, web, and in-app messaging is our primary focus right now, but what we do want to make sure is it's truly an omni-channel vision. And for us to be able to have an omni-channel vision, we need to stop thinking like an application, more like a platform. The difference is we have a ton of data inside of our business. But as you heard from the guys at City Beach, their use case was, I have 14, 15-year-old guys in stores that need to get better at using this information to help me drive sales. They don't want to send an abandoned cart email with product recommendations. They want to understand what the product recommendations are to not have abandoned carts in physical stores. How you do that is with point of sale. What we're looking at is how do we use these models, how do we use this data to enrich the applications you've already got, and how to work with you guys to figure out what can we do with the data that we've got that will help make the experiences for your customers better and the outcomes for your business more effective. We don't know everything, but we have access to data on almost anything. if you help us understand what are the problems that we're solving for, like Alex and like from the guys at City Beach and like from all the great clients you heard from yesterday, I wish Jens would just get up and do his presentation again, actually. I've got a man crush on him. But the more that our clients can help us figure out, what do we do with this data beyond personalizing your daily newsletter that people don't really read anymore, that's how we can really change marketing. Revolutions don't happen with companies. Revolutions happen when people actually want to change the way they do things to interact in a better and different way. Our commitment to you is to keep experimenting, keep using your data, but also to listen to what you say to build better products, to build better customer experiences and better marketing outcomes for your business. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex. That was great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Alex, question for you.
Yeah.
As Alex was mentioning, it's sometimes very intimidating, right? There's, when they see you work or when they see all green, evergreen, that's really scary. Like 90% I don't even think of in my dreams, right? What would you advise for marketers who are starting out or who are marketers who are hoping to improve and get to that 90% phase? What is your advice?
I think overall, as I was saying earlier, you need to have a look to understand what you're trying to achieve. We're all trying to achieve more revenue and more customers, but you need to go to a more granular level. In sense, you need to understand your customers. You need to understand what makes your customers purchase, what makes those customers coming back to you. And if they're not coming back, you need to understand why they're not coming back. So there's more bits of the puzzle that need to come together in order to reach that top objectives. It's a very, very lengthy process. So all the green figures that we saw there, it was a lot of work. Obviously, new tools that we got in the business helped massively. The tactics as well, and all the new tools that we're using from the platform. But it's a lengthy process to get to those sort of numbers.
And how do you get your buy-in from your CEO, Rob, and Bruce? So how do you do it? It's not an easy task, we know that. So how do you actually do it?
To be honest, I think we have it a bit easy in the sense that we sold the vision to them in terms of personalization and speaking, having a one-to-one conversation to our customers. So from that perspective, we're sorted, we're done.
Right.
What we need to do with them on a more ongoing basis is when we want to test new strategies like the tactics, or we want to do something slightly different, we start that selling process again and get them on board, and then obviously we can test and show the results, and once they see the results, they get on board. So it's a bit of a cycle process.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. It's a golden piece of advice. We love it. Thank you so much for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex and Alex.